Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the second episode, or lesson 2 of Scroll Saws for beginners. Today we're going to talk about templates and how to attach them. Templates are basically what you're cutting out, or I start cutting these out. These are going to be our templates that we're working on today. I've also got this other piece here. So there are 3 main ways of adhering a template, well 4. You could just go ahead, cut the template out, and put it right to your piece of wood with spray adhesive. The issue you're going to have with that is later on getting that spray adhesive, getting that paper off. If it's a solid piece, you can sit there and sand it off, or getting that residue off. You could do that. It's just extra time that you don't need to do. So there are 3 different ways that you could do it to make it simple. First, blue painter's tape. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece that you're working on, and you're just basically going to cover it in painter's tape. This way. That's what you're going to do. That's just, this is a good way. That's how most people start off with. Unfortunately, this starts to get expensive because blue painter's tape costs more. So before I go into the next step on that, I'm going to show you the other thing. Also get contact paper or drawer liner. It's what you put inside drawers to keep it from getting scratched up and all that kind of stuff. It's fairly cheap. You can get a huge roll for, a couple bucks. Same premise as this. You're going to put it on your piece, cut it out, and then adhere it. The only issue with this, how to do this, is you want to get sometimes it'll have bubbles. Try to work from one side over and try to push the bubbles out. You could use another piece of wood. That works very well. Also, look at the side you want to use. The side here, it's got some holes. It's got some divots in it. I'm going to use that as a back piece. Now these 2 pieces are going to be ornaments. This side's smoother. It's a lot easier, so I want this piece to be front. Basically, all you're going to do and it doesn't necessarily have to cover the whole thing. You just basically what you're going to do is cover the area that you're going to be cutting and scrolling and working on. Alright, boom, just like that. You can see there's a couple edges. That's fine. That'll get cut off. Okay, so after we put our thing down, what we're going to do is adhere our template onto there. But I want to talk to you about one thing that a lot of people overlook. Notice your grain. If I were to have something that was very thin and was to go here, I'd have to be careful because the grain splits this way, so it'd be able to split easier on something smaller. This I'm going to be okay with. I don't have to really worry about anything on this grain pattern here. So just to let you know, if you had something like maybe a bow tie, watch out. I would take that bow tie and go the opposite way. So always look at the grain direction. It'll help you out and keep you from pulling your hair out later. So what we're going to do is you can do it a couple different ways. I use this general purpose spray adhesive 45. You can also use 77. It doesn't matter, just any kind of general adhesive. You can also use, a lot of people use glue stick. That works perfectly fine because all you're doing is just adhering to there. So what you're first going to want to do, this gets messy, make sure you do it outside or somewhere where it's well ventilated. Obviously I work outside, so it's a lot easier. Take it, give it a good coating, but something I always forget to do, you're going to coat your workpiece too. Only takes a couple seconds to dry. Then you're going to put that on there. Now with this like this, it's not going to come off until you're ready for it to come off. Again, the reason why I use this is so that you don't have to peel all this off of this in the back. And boom, you're done. Now, there's one other step you can do. I don't have it out here right now. I tend to do it, some other people don't. I put not masking tape, I put packaging tape over top of it, just like I did with the blue tape. It goes over top. Some people say it lubes it. It doesn't, it doesn't. I like it because it also keeps the template down. But with this issue too, that I have, is that some people do have the issue where they're cutting it and the sawdust gets stuck on the inside. I don't have that problem, I don't know. So you could do that with those. The other way, that is a common way of doing it, is carbon paper. So for what the Walter Wright, put that there. Basically what I'm going to do, just got my piece. You're going to get it laid out where you want it on this piece of paper. So I'm just going to eyeball this, put it in the middle somewhere. And I'm only going to use one piece on there. I don't need to put a whole bunch on there, mainly because this carbon paper is going to go. Now, I know some people have told me carbon paper is not cheap where they're from. I don't know. I went on Amazon and got it. It didn't cost me a lot. I got a pack of like 100 carbon sheets for, I know it was under 20 bucks, somewhere like that. So it's not that bad. This process does take a little bit longer than the others. But for me, I find that a couple different things. One helps, it makes it a cleaner path for you to do, for you to see. Like I said, sometimes these come up, sometimes these get janked up, depending on the pattern. Two, yes, you are tracing everything, but it also is giving you a pathway of learning how to go about things. So I'm just going to do a little bit here, and then I'll show you what the result is. So here we go. All right, so I didn't do the whole thing. I did about half of it. So let me show you what it looks like. Walter Wright, yeah. You can see how it looks. Now in here, I'd kind of put some X's where I know I need to go in and where I'm going to cut, what I'm going to cut out, what I'm going to leave. So that's what it looks like. Now, again, I like this. As you can see, that makes it a pretty clear way of pathway, so you know where you're going, so things don't move on you. It's not going to move on you. Only thing is, sometimes you'll get off your line a little bit, but on something like this, you're not really going to know the difference, especially when you start scrolling it out. So you're perfectly fine like that. So that's how you get templates. That's how you put your templates and your stencils on. Now, the next part of this is where to find them. I actually had a buddy of mine send me the Walter, the Breaking Bad one. These, I just Googled, went on Google, put scroll saw templates, scroll saw pattern. You can get those that way. There are two guys, if you want to go for more of a, or fine-tune, like really nice patterns, you can pay for them. Now these are free, easy to make, easy to do. The ones that you pay for, they're not going to be that expensive. There's two guys I will recommend. Steve Good, which is, I mentioned him in my last video about, he's the one that did the sound test. He's got a lot of patterns. Also, I've got a really good friend of mine, Charles Deering, that sells them. I've actually got two of his patterns I have not done yet. So Charles Deering, I'll put both of their links to their website where you can buy their patterns. Again, very good patterns, extremely nice. Some of them are very detailed. So, but they do have some beginner ones. So, yeah, definitely look them up if you want to go ahead and get some good quality stuff. Again, Charles Deering is a good friend of mine, and the work that he does is amazing. Honestly, I've talked to him. This is actually how he transfers his patterns. So when he's doing scroll sawing work, I'll also put Charles Deering's social media stuff down below as well. When he actually does scroll saw work, which he's a phenomenal scroll saw artist as well, he says he goes in and actually does the carbon paper method. He says it's very relaxing to him, and it's very, he likes it, it's very clean. Again, I know a lot of people that go about doing it the contact paper way. I know people who do it blue tape way. And I know people who just slap it right on. There's no right or wrong way, honestly. Whatever you can do to get your template on there and to get your pattern on there, do it. It depends on how you want to go about doing it. So don't let anybody tell you there's a right or wrong way about that, because no, there's not. Template is a template, put it on there, and you scroll it. So that is it for this episode. I know it's kind of daunting, it's not something you want to hear, but for a beginner scroll sawer, this is something you need to know. You got to get your template on there in order for you to scroll it, unless you were to hand draw it, and if you can, by all means, my hat's off to you. So yeah, I think the next episode, what we're going to do is I'm going to go through and show you kind of a guideline on, I say a loosely guideline, on what areas you should actually concentrate on cutting first and which way you should work. So that'll be the next episode. And then after that, we'll get into scrolling, and I'll show you some stuff. All right, guys, put your boots on. Again, follow me on social media. On Instagram, it is 5x30 Workshop. Obviously, you're on my YouTube channel, so please, if you like this, go ahead, please subscribe, like, hit the little bell button. I guess people keep saying, I don't know why. If you want to hear, I guess that tells you when I'm putting out new stuff. But if you like what I'm doing, please write in the comments, let me know. It's not to gain interaction, it's so I know where I need to go with this and that people are actually understanding it, if I need to redo something or go about doing it. So if you guys could let me know how I'm doing in the comments. Let me know what you would like to see and whatnot. So yeah, put your boots on and get out there and make something. Get out there and let's scroll, guys.